What's up everybody, it's Sean here and I'm super excited to give you guys my review of this New Balance Warped Runner in the Sea Salt colorway. So this is the latest New Balance lifestyle silhouette called the Warped Runner. Though there was a gray and blue colorway that was sold early by some stores, this one right here is the official debut colorway of the silhouette. So the official colorway for this shoe is Sea Salt, Sandstone, and Blacktop, and these released today, August 16th, for a price of $150 US or $200 here in Canada. This is a made in China sneaker, and the style code for this sneaker is WRPD MOB. And this is one of those silhouettes that had a lot of people talking, both positively and negatively. So safe to say, the design of the shoe is pretty controversial, and I can see why a lot of people either love it or hate it. Some people have been saying these are similar to Yeezys, but to me, the overall silhouette, the first thing it reminded me of was a wooden clog. So it sort of has a similar shape to it. And my initial thought now that I have them in hand is that the silhouette of the shoe looks very complicated, but within it, the actual panels of the shoe, it looks rather simple. So it's a very interesting contrast in that way. So jumping right into the details, on the toe box, you'll see the base layer of the sneaker. This is covered in this white colored mesh, which feels very soft and almost cotton-like to the touch. Surrounding the front toe cap, we have this shaggy, long-haired suede, and this is done in more of a gray color. And this suede covers the eyelets of the sneaker as well. Beneath this, we have this oval-shaped cutout, revealing more of that knitted material that we saw earlier on the toe box. And then embroidered in the mid-panel, we have this New Balance N logo, which is done very chunky, very bold, in this black or very dark gray color. Moving downwards, we have more overlays of that long-haired shaggy suede, along with more white mesh. And then on the heel of the shoe, we have another suede overlay, and this is done in more of a dark cream or beige color. In terms of laces, so these only come with one lace option, and they're just a normal flat style lace done in this dark cream or beige tone. Underneath this, the tongue is constructed out of that same knitted material as we saw earlier on the body of the shoe. We do have the suede overlay in the middle, which the laces intertwine through, and then the interior of the shoe is covered in this very light colored textile. As far as the insoles go, so these come with a typical foamed line insole, nothing too special about this, but it is pretty decently well padded. It's covered in this cream colored mesh on top, and we have this large New Balance branding stamped on the heel in black. So the upper of this Warped Runner sits atop a very chunky sculpted midsole, which is entirely constructed out of fuel cell foam. So this midsole is painted primarily in this cream color, but we have this darker hit on the lateral side of the heel. And then on the medial side, flipping this over, you'll see we have an off-white colored layer. And this, according to New Balance's website, acts basically as a stability post. So just based off of that initial description, I'm guessing that the different foams used on the shoe are made of different densities, giving you different levels of softness. Finally, turning this pair over to the bottom. So this outsole was one of my favorite parts about this shoe. So the traction pattern is very sculpted and very wavy. It almost reminds me of a sand dune, and in that sense, it looks very organic. So this is all constructed out of rubber in a mix of this off-white and black color, but we have exposed fuel cell foam both in the middle and towards the heel of the outsole. So that breaks down the look and the construction of this pair. And the million-dollar question you guys are all wondering is, how does this shoe fit? So in the limited time that I've tried these on, I was able to try on both my true size and a half size down. So my foot measures as a true size 10, slightly on the wider side, and I'd say that they run a little bit long lengthwise, and it's also not a very narrow fitting sneaker too. So for me at least, I prefer to go a half size down to a size 9.5. When I tried on my true size, there was over a thumb's width between the top of the shoe and the top of my toe. So in that sense, it gave me a lot of room to wiggle my toes, but I felt like the length of the shoe was just a little bit too long. Whereas going half size down, there was only about an index finger's width between the top of the shoe and the top of my toe. And like I said earlier, the width of the shoe didn't bother my foot at all. So to give you guys a point of comparison, I also go down to a 9.5 in a lot of made in USA New Balance shoes like the 990 V3, V4, V5, and V6. And I stay true to size or a size 10 in models like the 2002R, 1906R, and a lot of made in UK models like the 991, 1500, and the 1530. So if you're comparing the sizing of this one to a 990 V6, I'd say the length of the shoes are pretty similar, but the width of the Warped Runner is more accommodating and it doesn't have that pinching around the ball of your foot. So hopefully that gives you a good idea of how these fit. If you do have a really wide foot and you don't want to risk it, you can definitely stick true to size and it'll still feel fine. It's just if you like more of that snug one-to-one fit, that's when I would go down that half size. Next up, in terms of the comfort, so I've read and seen some initial reviews about this shoe already, and the overall consensus was that it's a pretty firm feeling shoe, despite the fact that it utilizes fuel cell throughout the entire midsole. Once I got these in hand though, I was actually pretty surprised how stiff they were. Even though I already knew that it was going to be a stiff feeling shoe, I guess in my mind I was kind of comparing it to the 990 V6, which also utilizes fuel cell. But for this specific silhouette, New Balance must have tweaked the formula and given us much more of a firm feeling foam underfoot. It's honestly a bit odd though, because when I push this foam with my fingers, it caves in and indents pretty easily. But once I try them on foot, it seems like all that goes away and it just feels very firm. On top of that though, the overall shape of the midsole is very sculpted and very dynamic, and what I mean by that is that it kind of feels like you're always in motion based off of the curvature and the shape of the midsole. So if you're looking for a very stable feeling shoe, this is probably not the best bet. It almost gives your foot a bit of a rocking sensation, which didn't bother me at all, but it's just something that I noticed. So at the end of the day, is this a comfortable feeling sneaker? To me at least, it still is. It just doesn't have that soft, pillowy feel that it probably looks like it would give you, but instead it's much more of a firmer ride underfoot. So if you're someone that prefers that setup, then I think you'll be a fan of this. But if you're looking for a very soft, very pillowy, and very well-cushioned sneaker, then I'd probably turn my attention elsewhere. Finally, in terms of the quality and the craftsmanship on this shoe, so first off, material quality I was perfectly fine with. This is predominantly made out of synthetic materials along with genuine long-haired shaggy suede, and at least from a suede standpoint, I thought it was a pretty decent cut of suede. And aside from that though, the overall build I thought was pretty flawless. The stitch job was good, the panels were placed and cut consistently, the left foot and the right foot looked identical to me, so I really had no issues at all, despite this being a made in Asia pair, which sometimes gets a bad rap compared to New Balance's made in the US and made in UK counterparts. So with all that out of the way now, let me toss these on feet, I'll lace them up for you, and I'll show you guys how these look. When I first saw the initial leaks of this sneaker, I was not a fan whatsoever. And at the moment that I'm recording this, I still don't absolutely love this model, but it has grown on me the more that I've seen them, and especially once I put them on foot. I think this is one of those silhouettes that look a lot better when you're seeing people wear them than when you're just looking at them as is. And while I doubt this will achieve cult classic status in the years down the road, I'm still pretty excited to see what colorways New Balance cooks up and what collaborations they partner up with, because you know that's definitely coming for sure. So let me know in the comment section down below, what do you guys think about this New Balance Warped Runner? What are your thoughts on this debut sea salt colorway? And is this a shoe that you guys picked up today? Are you on the fence and waiting for new colorways to drop? Or is it just not your thing altogether and this was just a very easy pass for you? If you guys like this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet. You can follow me on Instagram at esco8, follow my Twitter account at sean.go, and visit my website at seango.ca. So thanks so much for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this review and hopefully it helped you in some way. Appreciate the continued love and support, and I'll catch you guys all in my next video.